And live here in the building on a wet Friday here in the Midwest. We had a great show lined up for you today. We talked some Kentucky crazy. Yeah, the Wildcats. Why should Mark Pope even bother showing up? The Lexington Lunatics have lost every bit of common sense they've ever had. This dude is winning games, but he isn't winning enough for their standards. So yeah, make sure you check that out. Then we walked across the street to the NFL. We talked some Kansas City Chiefs football. Does this look like the last stand, the NFL edition? Because that's how I liken the Kansas City Chiefs to the 1998 Chicago Bulls. Make sure you check that out. Then we went back to the world of college basketball. We talked some Wisconsin Badgers, the Badgers, and Greg Gard. Is it time for them to move on? They haven't been to the Sweet 16 in a decade, and the last time they were in the field of 32, it was in 2022. And his record in that division is going to be 2-2, although he's winning games in the Big Ten. Because the conference has grown, their presence is shrinking. And do you leave Greg Gard behind and get somebody who can not only get the recruits, because they got the 104th recruiting class in the country? That's repugnant. So yeah, make sure you check that out. Then we walked back across the street to the world of the NFL, and the Seattle Seahawks. Quietly, they've made moves to put themselves back in position to not only get into the NFC playoffs, but they could very well be playing in SoFi next year. So make sure you check that out, which lands us back across the street and around the corner in the National Basketball Association, the Baby Blazers. Is it time to turn Chauncey Billups loose and give the team to Tiago Splitter and let them go forward from there? We'll break that down when we get back from a quick rap album. It's your boy Big Vern. I'll see you on the other side of the content. It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios, and we pushing a new rap album this month. Snoop Dogg, 10 Till Midnight, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is Steph with Swiss Beats. And the whole cameo loop, oh man, that is ridiculous. Slide Off, Stop Counting My Pockets. I like that one. Stop Counting My Pockets. Dog, What Up, Doe? With Peasy? Pop My Shit, Trinidad James? Oh my goodness. These songs and many more. Yo, Snoop Dogg, 10 Till Midnight, in stores now. Jizzle, you make sure you go ahead and get Snoop D-O Double Jizzle. We thought the project was hot, 10 Till Midnight. We still doing our thing. So, with the Baby Blazers, they should make a decision in coaching. And it's not because Chauncey Billups is a bad coach, but Chauncey Billups is out on bail. And he isn't going to get to see the evidence. His defense team isn't going to see the evidence that the government allegedly has against him in this whole gambling cards breakdown. He's already pled not guilty. He's been at home since early January. The Portland Trail Blazers still list him as the head coach. Now, I feel personally, being a lifelong Blazer fan, I feel like the team needs to go ahead and give the job to Tiago Splitter, coalesce around that unit and get it going. Chauncey Billups only coached one game last year. He only coached one game, and then leading to his detainment in October the 23rd, it's always been Tiago from there. And under Tiago's leadership, the Blazers, they finished the regular season at 42-40, and they made the playoffs for the first time in the postseason in 5 years. Now, I think that it's worth saying that they should move on from Billups and invest in Splitter. Nobody wants a guy to lose his job for inavailability, but when he's not available to coach the team, they have to adopt the new identity. And if it's not according to Chauncey Billups' plans, but Tiago wants to do this thing his way, you're going to confuse the players if and when Chauncey Billups comes back, because under Tiago, they knew their roles. Under Billups, he might change the offense. And in certain games guys have made, it goes by the wayside. Also, you'll have a healthy Damian Lillard. He's going to be the, I think, de facto mentor to Scoot Henderson, their prior first round pick in the draft out of the G League. That's going to pay huge dividends, but that's down the line. That's not anything right away. Again, so the Blazers, not only were they in a rebuild, and Chauncey's been there with them through the rebuild, it sucks that now they've taken this step forward. They've won 42 games. Now they're trying to turn that page and become a mainstay in the Western Conference. I just don't see that happening. I don't see that happening if Chauncey is still there. And if you're looking at the Blazers and the Billups in this whole situations, they don't have any draft picks this year. They don't have any NBA draft picks this year, which is wild to me. So any further steps regarding a rebuild, that's going to be done by free agency only. And if that's the case, you got to look at the salary cap. The Blazers will approximately be $170 million in guaranteed salaries and dead cap. That's putting them roughly $5 million over the projected $165 million salary cap within 12 players on the roster. This means they won't have the cap room to sign players freely and will likely need to use the non-taxpayer mid-level exemption, which is approximately $9 million. Other than the exception mechanisms for these additions, the Blazers are the fifth youngest team in the Western Conference. At the average age of these guys is 25. I think Jeremy Grant is the oldest person on this team. So you're over the cap. You have to use mid-level exemptions to even get veterans to come and mentor to these young dudes. And then on top of that, you have no draft picks. I don't know where you go with this other than to steady the ship when it comes to coaching and let them ride this out with Tiago Splitter. I love Chauncey Billups. I love what he's done with the franchise. I've seen his discipline and the things that he looks to get accomplished. However, at this point, I think Tiago is the best way forward for Klangit. I think he's the best way forward for Shaden Sharp. I think he's the best way forward for Scoot Henderson. And Adiva Adaja. That guy's cold too. But it's cringe if the Blazers don't do anything and let Chauncey walk back into the locker room when guys are under the impression that they play for Tiago Splitter. And if you're Tiago Splitter, how do you accept going back to an assistant coaching role when you had to take an entire season upon your shoulders? That's just how I think. That's just how I feel. If you feel different, if you're a Portland fan, you know the drill. Listen, that's the show. I love all of you all. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Dun, 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 dun. Well, that's the show. Thank you all for joining us. We had a great time. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe button and share the content. This is Big Vern, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.